Hello, my friends. I just had a huge aha that I wanted to share about business and creation. I'm doing a Business Done Different class, which is a Joy of Business class, coming up in a little bit here. And I always say, when I facilitate a class, I get to take it as well. And just had this awareness. So one of the things we talk about a lot in Joy of Business is that you cannot create from a lie. That's something that I kind of have in my world all the time as just, something to be aware of. Like, are there any lies that I am telling myself about me, about my business, about business in general, about creation, about how things are and how things work in the world? And one of the things that we've gotten to recently in Access Consciousness is this conversation about presumptive realities. And presumptive realities are these places where we just, these very, very underlying, fundamental, kind of like foundational points of view that we have about the nature of things, the nature of business, the nature of creation, the nature of ourselves, of what we do and all these things. And I just was looking at some things that I kind of have been assuming without even realizing it about me and about what I do in the world and my business for over a decade that I didn't even realize was there. And it's so interesting because, when you have these presumptive realities, you basically, they put you into this other thing that we've gotten to recently called the native reactive realities, where the only choice you have from a presumptive reality, from a lie that you're telling yourself about the nature of reality, the nature of you, the nature of what you're up to, the nature of creation. The only choice that you really have is reaction from that. So you have this, it puts us into this need where we're constantly in reaction to the world around us, to other people around us, to how we've decided things are and are not, and to the limitations that we buy as real and true. And you can only, it's all reaction at that point. And business is done in this reality. It's in the world's, the kind of on the surface as we think we know it, is done from reaction. It's all from reaction and presumption, problem solving, that kind of thing. And one of the things about the Joy of Business is that it's really an invitation to get into the joy of business, and the business, business as a creative possibility, business as something where we actually get to create a future. And the beautiful thing about that is that once you kind of do that, once you start to create from that space, that's actually where your business really starts to move and succeed, and money starts to flow, and all these amazing things show up from there. Partially because you're not lying to yourself anymore. You're not functioning from the presumptions and the reactions. You're functioning from true action, from inspired action with your business, and from the joy of creation. And that's way more of a match for who so many of us are. And I just am wow. I'm seeing now with this conversation of presumptive realities and the needs of reactive realities, wow, we have this new conversation and some really, really dynamic new clearings to bring into a business conversation now. And I am more excited than ever for the Business Done Different class coming up. Feels like it's the first time, because seeing where all the places where I've created my business over the past 15 years from presumptions and reactions that I didn't even realize, and the lies of that, it's that stops creation. And I'm now what? So how many presumptive realities have you been using to create your business? How many needs of reactive realities have you been using to create your business? What if you could create it from what is true for you and about you as a being, as an infinite being, from the joy of business, from the joy of creation, from the joy of being alive, from the joy of creating a different future, and from inspired action that has nothing to do with reacting to the world around you or other people around you or what you think is and isn't possible, but actually what you know is possible as a future. And how happy would your business be? Like the business of your whole life, because it's not just, the thing you do for money, it's your whole life. How much more could you create if you were actually creating from what's true for you, not from a lie, not from presumption and reaction, but actually something totally different. So you are invited to come and play. You can find the next BDD on heathernichols.com/events. Hope to see you there.